Now. Now I can be heard. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to System Safe Data Saved! Yeah, right. I changed my look a little bit just so we could have, the side design ready for, you know, the great Ace Attorney. I've been waiting for this game for far too long, people. Okay? I am not. I am celebrating this thing, and I am not getting this ruined. So, system say that's the same. Let's begin. I wanted to stop it here because I don't know if there's like a movie starting after this. I just want to bask it all in and enjoy it all in. This is my first playthrough, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, but let's begin. I think. Thank you. Okay, I probably could have gone through all this. And there it is! The great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It's finally here with us. I hope you're listening that quite right, because this is almost like... I'm trying to put it in such a way that I can hear it without it being picked up by the mic. Like if I could somehow like take my mic and put it like... Yeah, the mic's not picking it up. I could go maybe a little bit louder. Yeah, doesn't sound like the mic is picking it up. That's good. Great. Alright. So in that case, I'm gonna keep it that volume. I can hear good enough. And I'm trusting that anybody here can hear good enough. Okay, this is an excellent time for me to say, as I am doing the final preparations. I am a huge fan of the Ace Attorney series. It is I'm like like I'm not from from the beginning fan, but I definitely started playing the original trilogy. Right, Rubanda. Sorry, I thought that was my drink, and I thought I dropped it. Thank goodness I didn't. Around the time that okay, just checking my audio. My audio is fine. Around the time the fourth one, Apologies, was announced but wasn't released yet. So I picked up the original trilogy on the DS and I played through them, and it was great. It was. I didn't know I could enjoy these type of stories, these types of video games, and I am so glad that I did. I'm so glad I gave it a chance, because it turns out it's actually one of my favorite. Sorry, I'm a little persnickety about certain things, but that's okay. This will be good enough, I do believe. Yeah. Huh. No, I think the camera's okay. I think the camera's good. All right. Without further ado, let's play this game. Oh, we could do a special contest now. I'm checking the options. In this escaping. How would you like the transparency? I think this is fine, because you can see behind it, but you can still see that there's a shadow behind it. So I'm keeping it high. We're not doing autoplay, no matter what. Okay, we're keeping it in English, by the way. Okay, story mode. Turn this on to enable story mode in place of autoplay, allowing you to progress to the game automatically without having to press any buttons. To answer the answers to questions, present evidence, etc. are all handled on your behalf. No. I want to play this game. I want to play this thing. The only change I did was with the text transparency. And let's begin with the first adventure, which is this one, and then we do the second one later. So let's begin. It's time for the movie.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some were swept away by the tide.
Oh crap.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Wait. Whoa, hold up. What? It just begins, just like that. Episode 1, Adventure of the Great Departure. I was waiting for that to say something, but no. 22nd of November, 8:43 a.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants and Chamber 5. Alright. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? By the way, you're gonna notice, like, this game looks clean. It looks very clean. I dare say, just looking at it, it's probably like a straight up 1080p up conversion. But other than that, the character models and texture work, it's probably straight up lifted from the 3DS version. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've never played the 3DS version. I just assuming because this god already doesn't look like he has the highest polygon count. Not that it matters. He still looks fine for something that for some character that just appeared. Oh no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Oh, sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I will not get used to that name. Can I call you Ryu? Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident, and now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you, you haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, you look different than how you look in Smash. Sorry. Okay, let's move along. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. So I must say, you've been all over the newspapers this past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me! I didn't do it! I I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi. Is it Asogi or Asogi? Hmm. I hope somebody would tell me how it's supposed to be pronounced. My best friend. Also his second year at Hume University, but he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yeah. That's when all of this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're gonna get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I see where this is going and I don't like it. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. And by the way, I'm probably gonna change this guy's voice as I hear his actual voice, but until then, I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. The heart of the British Empire. Wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We have a wild time touring up the streets of Her Majesty's of London together. My Majesty's City of London, yeah. If only it were that simple. Oh dear. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Right, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. What happened? Sorry, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Sogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. Here go with the female voices. Do not think I can do female voices good. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. See you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. This is awkward. If I may. Yeah, yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard a name before from Kazuma. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you know, I've heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? As expected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? Because it's the government. Have you pondered that for a bitsy bit of a second? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. Huh. It's using the British spelling for favorable there. I would like to know who localized this. There are videos, I believe, on the localization of this. I wonder. I would like to know. Moving along. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Excuse me? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer it before anyone else. And you must say, I do. I do? But what would the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It will seem as surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. I know where this is going and I don't like it. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? You want to feel guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Sheesh. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dream of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. So, with absolutely no idea what lay ahead, I embark on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. That trial that would decide my destiny. This is 22nd of November, 9 o'clock a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, courtroom number 2. He is completely. Oh my gosh. Look at his eyes. He is gone. It's like, oh no, oh crap, oh crap, oh poop, oh no, oh no, oh. So, this is a courtroom. The Supreme Court of Judicature. Judicature. I need to figure out how to pronounce that. No court in the land has more power. Also, notice that there's not a whole lot like chatter. This isn't like the modern day courtrooms. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in here. So there's no public. It's just military. Oh, I see. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? Why? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. I know what the question's gonna be, so... Who are you? The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, that music! That music is so cool! Okay, I love it. I love it already. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. Oh my gosh, he's been prosecuting since that era. I will believe it. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order. No, sorry. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I'm obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Of course! That is the question. Who is the defense for the defendant? That is what you need to ask. This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? Is that the question the professor meant? But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Crap! Ah! Okay, give me a second. Oh, here we go, save. How many save files can I get? 20 save files. Alright, people. Okay, let's skip the autosave. Save! Save all the time. Because the best part about Ace Attorney is picking the wrong choices. Customize the lawyer here. I can't defend myself. If I said I do, it would be tantamount to lying. And I've been accused of murder, for goodness sake. It's no time for lies. Try to stop fidgeting news, okay? It's distracting. But if I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end very badly for my friend. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense. Yes! What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be what? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikatama told me everything just now, before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of study abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off the hook? No, it's not that really. It's just that... Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I could bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikatoma should have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel. Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he is confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh! Yes! Exactly! Exactly what I was thinking. I'm not confident at all! In fact, my mind's a complete blank. Yes, this is Phoenix Wright's ancestor. How does that work in the localized version of events? I don't know, I have a fan theory, but we'll see. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you're not aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature in Japan. I will never be able to say that word. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. This is back just like the first game. Honestly, I'm gonna say this. I wanted to say this before, but I'm gonna say it now. I think this might be a good first game to play. In terms of story, because the story is not related to any of the other Ace Attorney games, so you won't get spoiled on those. At least as far as I know. In terms of gameplay, I still say get the trilogy first, because it's more simple, and as it adds more elements, it adds them gradually. I'm pretty sure this one has some elements that have already been introduced in previous games. I will see if it does, if it doesn't. Plus its own unique set of rules that don't apply to any other Ace Attorney game. But let's continue. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can be questioning more than I am. So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Yes! Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. I'm thinking because there's no option for me to check the court records. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more than I care to remember. But wait. Oh, I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for the case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. Simple, just access the court record here. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. Just have to access the court record. Alright, there's nothing to lose. Okay, so this is a list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. Alright. So we got... Okay, give me a second. I'm adjusting my headphones. So we got Kazuma Sogi, second year at the Imperial Yume University. He's my best friend, despite being a student, qualified defense lawyer as well. Yujin Mikotoba, a medical school professor at the Imperial Yume University. He's on authority in forensic medicine and Kazuma's mentor. Taketsuchi Aoshi, 51, the lead prosecutor in this case, who would appear have little love for the changes the cultural reformation has brought about. Yeah, look at him. He still has that traditional outfit. Young H. Wilson, The victim in this case, he was a visiting professor of medicine at Yuma University from the British Empire. Oh, so he's a British dude. That is that's gonna complicate things a bit. So remember, everything you do with the current case can be found in the court record. Like this. My university color pin. Proof that I'm a student in Imperial Yuma University. I was worried on the color in my uniform jacket. Off my uniform jacket. The post-mortem record report, aka the autopsy report. Death occurred little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. Bullet did not pass through the victim's body. The victim? Wait. Okay. Single bullet fired close range. Viral hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through body. Question: if it was close range, I'm starting to see contradictions here. If it was close range, as it says here, why, like I don't know, because we're talking about the 1940s, 1950s here. Did we have guns strong enough in that era for you know a bullet to pass through a body? I think we had. So close range doesn't seem to be right. Like close range or no exit wound. Like no exit, no, there's no exit wound. That's obvious. Close range doesn't seem right. I'm gonna keep that pin on that and see how that works out for me. All right. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Okay, let me a second. I want to make sure I understand the people. Okay, it's the only American, it's the only English name, John Wilson. All right. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, 10%. Try it now. All right. So X 2%.
Yes.
Yes. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor of England invited to Yuma University 3 years ago. Indeed. Wait, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. Ah! Yeah, it says 3 years ago. That's why. That's why. Because it's a British dude, that's why there's no public, it's just government officials. And that's why it's like, shh, hush hush. This case is hush hush. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty for Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil. Oh, wait. I'm looking too much at the text. I forgot to look at the mouths. The mouths doing the whole ow, wow, wow. Well, I need to look at it when he talks. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yuma University, are you not? Not really. It's not doing it. It's just it has more cycles of animation than the ones in the original where it's like ooh, I wish I could show you, but it's like wide, oh, high, oh, wide, oh, high, oh. It was really weird, but it did the job. More than a professor from the very institution that provides your education, have you no honor? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting English policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. A government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Oh boy! We're gonna get into this a little more later on. But yes, the fact that we're talking about, early 1950s thing and, you know, the whole Englishman and Japanese and the culture clash, this is gonna be a thing. Oh boy. Prepare your yikes. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea, after all. It's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in Eagle Cash tomorrow then, partner. Something's not right about this case. Something's seriously not right about this case. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think... Huh? Wait. Oh. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death, well, obviously that was, Ryonosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. Evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. So I got the post-mortem report, and this shows that, yeah, alright. So let's present. So let's present. Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, imbecile. That's the post-mortem report. I take it? Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Ah, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. It obviously doesn't like this thing. But it's evidence. Wait, you can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. Ah, this is a clear way of bringing back the black and white pictures. I see it. I see you. I see you, Capcom. Drink. Sneaky, sneaky, Capcom. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Okay. So I see why they say close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The fact that pictures are considered modern scientific evidence. Help! The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. I can't. This is modern scientific evidence. Emma Sky would be scowling right now and eating all her snackus. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is just incredible. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, The prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it then. I think I may have worked up, but may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes. Clearly you're the defense. You're defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah! Of course! When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is reining that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only you're reining that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course, my name is Satoru Hisonaga. Hosonaga. What am I writing? What am I reading? I am the head waiter at the Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Carnival. What? Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter has developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an accidental eatery 3 days ago. Understood. Osonaga-san, will you kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident? At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day of the question. We have a few diners that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. Bro, you should really get that checked in. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Wait! Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I did not shoot him!
Objection!
I believe I've asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. Sorry, wrong button. Oh, okay. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. You should really get that checked out, seriously. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait. What did he just say? Go back. there was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's that's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. Being worried about interjecting, but still, what should I do? What you should do? You should save. Always save when you when you're facing with this horrible. Okay, so the wrong choice is to interject. Sorry about that. Should I interject? Should I wait and see? I'm sorry. I have to do it. Is it appropriate time now? Let's interject.
Yes!
Wait! Just a moment, please. Sorry. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard of court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're a fraud. Could it be that the accused, its mere student, is not a real liar after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. Hazy. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe this. Actually, I have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you like to. Let me see. Oh, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid to use the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. How do you... Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. Something's not right, something's not right. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something seems to have shaken him. Oh, I'm checking that right now. Give me that R button prompt. I'm checking that right now. So, the court has now heard a process of the case, and I'm checking that right now. Okay. Kitchen entrance. Is there anything closer? This is new. Is there anything at all? Okay. I see the back. I see the lettering of the business card. Is there anything about the business card I want to see? I don't know what is supposed to mean. Hey, he's alone or he's... And obviously the Japanese lettering. I know not Japanese. I wish you could tell me what these words mean. That could have been a great thing, Capcom. Just saying. I'm just gonna keep going. Oh no, it says it. It says it right there. I'm an idiot. It says it right there. I'm an idiot. Sorry. It says kitchen and entrance. Okay, so this is the entrance. This is the kitchen. And yeah, I don't know. Alright. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some Small reprieves in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm gonna feel guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Mikotaba said it, and so was the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon the duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Sorry. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see how decisive this evidence really is. Indeed. Prosecutor Oshi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon's Imperial Army Sergeant Elisa Nosa, reported for duty, sir. Myself, I find employed a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon. I conduct my trade from Harasute, a humble premises in the second district. Kyuryo Korituka. Korikuta. Kyuryo? Kyuryo, like Curio. Haha. Kyuryo Korikuta. And yourself, a service. I might not be able to get all the puns in the Japanese people, but I got that one. An antique dealer, and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. And why is there two of them at once? Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant at the Teo's question. Yes, I understand Aoshi. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curious who wish to make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. Me neither, buddy. He's an antique dealer, and he sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you will witness the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir! It was the black uniform rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir! This man says impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that thing, last thing he said. So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening? The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment that you shot the victim dead. Yeah, that's what he said. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Yes, sir! Standing ready to report, sir! Savory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Alright. Finally, after so much, let's begin the testimonies. What the witnesses saw. I mean, let's see my timer. It's been an hour. It's almost been an hour. At this point, I would have been done with the first case in the first game. We are on for a big one. I'm gonna take a drink, and I need more water. We're in for a big one. I was ingesting a... Oh my gosh, what's with this guy? I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a fireman was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious condensed precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed a vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! That wicked university cadet, sir! The cruel and unforgivable enemy! What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down and just as I was picking it up, well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency. Wait, oh sorry, the controller went crazy for a second there. There is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It's time to bring the despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this... Hold! What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense... The defense is right to cross-examination! Dear me. Let me guess, the Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Oh, shut it. Neither you nor your descendants are any good at this law thing. Oh my gosh, I need a drink. I'm gonna need a lot of drinks after this. But I gotta say, as I gotta say, this is all very intriguing and everything. And I just gotta say, um, yikes! I just like, there's a bit of a yikes there. If you hadn't noticed it, I noticed it. It's actually pretty obvious. Huh? How do you know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense has asserted his right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Callum is so commanding. Oh my gosh. I think I need a cold shower after this. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. Right, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in the cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them bait you. It's like, clap. I'm sorry, I don't know. That was. I don't know why I'm laughing that so much at that. That was like. And then it's like, was it too loud? Was it too soft? Oh my gosh, sure. Okay. Good one. Good one. All right then. It's all or nothing. Cross-examination. What the witness saw. I have 5. Alright, so I can press or present. Okay, so I was just saying relation mistake. Okay.
Yes!
So, why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your attention, anything that bothers you. Alright then, this beefsteak you mentioned, why? What is he talking about the beefsteak? The beefsteak is, well, it's my fault for pressing there. It's my fault for pressing there. What kind of food is that? Attention! Beefsteak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot. Oh. If we could receive medals of honor, beefsteak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. Let's just keep moving. Oh my god! No! This guy! The cringe, I can't take this. This cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Attention! Ah! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in brackets and deep file in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and you're released for prison. Try it! Yes, sir. I will, sir. On the table, sir. Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? I can't. This game serious is always like, let's try to be serious, but no, we're gonna be absolutely like off the walls crazy as well. Oops, sorry, I'll do my best. So next question. What? It's me walking. Negative. Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. Affirmative. It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. We got an achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an achievement. Myself, I'm a, okay, yeah, okay. So virtuous. So he was talking about his stuff. Okay,
Yes!
this is great. Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about, and this is honest. I can't. Oh my gosh, this is too much. This is too good. This is too good. Okay. A Koban, boy. A Koban? You mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoi period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day with said items secured in my bosom pocket, in the hope of an affluent cognizant appraised of its indisputable value being present. So, you were hoping to sell your Koban coin? To Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant? Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious Koban. Isn't that so? Well... You little upstart cadet! You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Blatant subordination! No, I didn't say anything! Although penniless might be just the word I was looking for. In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business. The gentleman beside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect. I see. That precisely what the foreign was discharged. I observed in this action with my own eyes.
Yes!
Okay, we need to talk about this one. So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time?
Affirmative! I saw you! Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the battle of your gun an English civilian!
Again! It's like, plap, plap. Oh, that wasn't enough. That's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please.
What's that, Private?
Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over the victim's table.
So if it was? What if it was?
Well, if that is really the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun.
Oh! And double alert! My sixth sense.
Sorry?
My sixth sense of danger. I picked out the ways of murderers and you radiated from your foul mind. Which means, a split second before you pull the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet.
Surely that's not really possible, is it?
Do you think I've got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son?
Well, it would seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is no good.
The black uniform officer cannon fired the English civilian, and from the back the cowardly little weasel.
Did I now?
Yes!
Wait, I wanna press. That one is the one we need to figure out. But I wanna see if there's any more stuff here. So this black uniform in university cadet, you're saying that was...
Oh! I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around here in a black uniform, huh?
Well, there's someone who is standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but... It was you, you little whistle! You loaded the firearm on that man from his back! And you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon? You disgust me! Hey... What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. Something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. Playing? Interesting, it says playing on... In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. And if you find any inconsistency there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court, thrust it in the witness's face and make him choke on it. Kill. Yeah, I don't need to talk to you. So here's the thing. I know the problem. So it was... Okay. Here it doesn't say it, but here it shows it. So I think the better piece of evidence is this. He's saying I fired from the back, but it's obviously that he was shot from the front. So we're gonna present this.
Yes.
Does he only say yes? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrust in some photographic... That's what he did! Oh no! He actually did it! Ryunosuke, no! I'm gonna print my most... Inconsistency, sir! I mean, yes! Again. There's a clear inconsistency here! What nonsense! How can this print tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. He's gonna eat those words real soon. I'm gonna make sure of this. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? What? Sergeant Aisanosa. Aisanosa. Nosy. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. And I quote. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian and from the back the cowardly little whistle. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military grade eyes, sir.
Yes.
But no, that just can't be. Why not, cadet? Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? what it is. Oh, oh, oh man. Okay, okay, okay. That's adorable. I mean, it's kind of bad to bring your kid to court, but at the same time, it's adorable because like he's a parent. He's just like trying to take care of his kid. You know, give the mother a bit of a break. That's adorable. I can I can give you some slack on that one. What the? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Will you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the fire and discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed and delicious like cardinal steaks, sir! What? The last testimony in the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Aisnosa, did not see the defendant firing the gun at all. Ugh, that's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Woo! Take that! Gotcha! Yeah, we got an achievement. It's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial. It's just with that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. Roll credits. But I definitely saw him. The kid never should get out there. He was putting the firearm directly at the vesting's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up from the floor, off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure? Indeed! The Hoya command, my prize coin! Whoa! On education when I visit a restaurant, it is my habit to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy from you. On the day under scrutiny, I was not a military man that I preferred my Hoya treasure. I believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but it was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes from the bravest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. So, on top of a murderer, we got a thief on our hands. I wonder if they're one of the same. They probably are. The Goban vanished. Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap he had fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoya treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoy Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous Grundle pocketed the prize coin for himself. He's just looking away. He's like, Don't look at me, I didn't know anything. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard is inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Archie? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger from the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. Wolf? We witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Fuyunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Oh, despicable me. Very well, the court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as kitty glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir, at once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Okay, that makes him so adorable. I'm sorry. Excuse me, but there's something, or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative! The newest member of the Noza family to rise up through the ranks, sir! Named Aido! You've seen those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nani? Aido. Tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy! Watch and learn, boy! Okay, that's adorable. I'm sorry. That's adorable. I need another drink. I'm gonna have to take a little break eventually to get more drinks. I'm running out. But I see some water nearby. This is the true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firing was his heart, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed. Alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out! These testimonies are certainly What? Wait! That's nonsense! The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please! Enough of this outburst already! But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a liar, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Wait, another one? Why didn't you show this before? Oh wait, it says attorney, of course. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Counsel? Indeed. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set. Oh, is this the... I'm just listening to the music. Yeah, this is his version of the tension theme. You hear when things are at tense and you're like things are not quite going your way. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just flying into the music right now. Let's get going. It would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Okay. Bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen in the victim's table. Was that really the victim's table, though? I don't understand. What's going on here? I don't know, but I'm looking at it. Is there anything here that would tell me about something? It just moves a little too fast, for my liking. Okay, it's definitely being used. My biggest problem with this is that why is this pointing away from the why is this pointing away from the and yes, we understand, and yes, I see the problem with this case. It's similar to 4-3 when it's like there's clearly a problem in the fact that when the victim was found, he was facing away from the table. It's like, let's say here's where the victim was, then here's where Ryunosuke was, meaning the best way for him to have shot is through the back, but he didn't shot through the back. He was shot from the front. Hold up. Any discrepancies that you can see? There's a grainy texture to the photograph. I wish I could see more of the table, but I don't see any particular things going on here. Wait! This looks like a bite. Like it's not a cut, it's a bite. Is that gonna come relevant later on? Because you could say, oh, it's a cut. Like, for example, here, this side on the corner, that's a cut. Like when you cut meat, normally you don't do a round shape like this. This is a bite. Like, why is there a bite under here? That's odd. It might not come relevant to this thing, but it's like, why is it a thing? Okay. Hosonaga. I wonder if Hosonaga Isanosa. I want to say Hosonaga has something to do because he was very. Also, I'm sorry. Let's go back. I'm just thinking around this. There's this. Hold up. Is this where he's supposed to be? That's not right. If he's supposed to be here and then okay, if he's supposed to be here and the other side is here, then ladies and gentlemen of the court, where's the table? It's supposed to be up here. I'm sorry, am I overthinking? Am I going too far? Am I just like, is this never going to become relevant? Perhaps, but I'm thinking like, if this is real, if this is what the game is trying to tell me, then something is wrong here. Let's continue though. It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. This one is going to come relevant later, I know that, but it's like, I don't know. We'll see. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain in time after all. The witness testimony I've just heard has left no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsu Kiyoshi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires, it's an honor.
Oh no! When you see that, when you see that. No, no, sorry. Is that the one? Um, quick thing. Is that the texture failing to load, or am I not seeing something? Oh no, it's not. It's not actually. This is an actual proper texture. I was like, is this texture failing to load? No. Okay, I know. Okay. Okay, fine. I guess there's something behind his shirt. Maybe we'll know soon enough. Alright. But that pose in the original trilogy would us only shown when things were really, really bad. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Alright, here it comes, the cross-examination. The true culprit. I always say before cross-examinations, but I'm not entirely sure what I need to do. So let's talk. So let's see it. You know what? I think what's going to happen is that I need to press, and then a new piece of witness testimony will come out. This is what usually happens because I can't see the clear path. So let's just keep pressing. It's almost the same thing.
Yes!
No, no, no. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire the gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus of that of fledgling cadet. I don't think so.
Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked.
Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink?
How could I?
And yet, there is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it.
What the hell was that? That had nothing to do.
Have what?
Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman.
I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget the index dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Korekata-san?
Okay, Korekata. Point is gone, 40 man. Still watching this off. Let's see. I'm gonna regret this, aren't I?
Yes!
Yes, it may be true that I was holding a gun at that point in time. But I've told you already, it's only because I picked it up from the floor.
Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away.
I had just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at the exact moment, boom. I think I know what's going on. I think I know what's going on. If the game actually wants to be a bit more complicated than it is, it's dealing with a delayed. We're dealing with a delayed, like, okay, the bang is the piece of evidence that we are concentrating on so much that it has to be fake. So what this is my theory. The bang is fake. The victim did not die at the moment of the bang. He died sometime before. I don't know how that happened, but he must have died sometime before. Maybe some like silenced, but that silencers still silenced pistols still make noise. That's the thing. Oh my gosh, and I could be keep going. I just want the logic this way. This is what I'm saying. He didn't die exactly then. He died before, and it's obvious that he died before because he was turned around. So, and that explains why there wasn't another person there, because she had already done it. It's obvious that the woman was the killer at this point, and if not the woman, I think the waiter is the killer. Either way, it's obvious to know why neither the woman nor the waiter were there. If either of them are the killer, because because the victim was already dead. The bang was just some sound that was made to create an alibi and an accused. That is my theory. Let's keep going. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry, what do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this distinct predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the carbine from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. What? Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Alright, furthermore, visual story premises. Right.
Yes!
Hold up. You must have noticed that someone else at Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Objection!
As you have been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing callous in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
Well, there have been more people dining there at the time. Then someone else would have noticed her? Fortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner at any restaurant. I know. Of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency. There was indeed a reason.
Oh, there was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
And what is that, Consul?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It will say that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Huh. Not the Hottie Clinic. No. Oh no. There's that. Oh, literally the Hottie Clinic. In business for, oh my gosh, how many? 60 plus years by the time we see it in Ace Attorney 2. Oh. Oh my gosh, are you insane? Okay, just the references. I love the references, by the way. Yes, there did appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th of November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very date of the incident.
So the victim went late for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt the need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Huh? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Sissy, should I ask for the Winston's medical? You know, at this point, any and all evidence is good. And this is the first case. What's the worst that could happen? Famous last words.
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds? See, well, the court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon?
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Score one for the defense, boys. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Take that. You and your descendants are going to feel the same way forever and ever. That is my curse to you.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's
Oh my gosh. If that is not relevant today, ouch.
It's a most disgusting trend.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Alright, so we got the report card. Yeah. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you.
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you.
The day after the festival, aka it's over for you essentially.
I see. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate the accused, Karikuta-san.
He was the Englishman. Okay, before we do anything, we're not gonna present yet. Don't press the X button. I wanna see what this is. I can't see it. I can't examine it. Medical report card from Hoda Clinic was found in the victim's pocket. I can't really. I can't examine it. There's no reason. There's really the only. Well, there's my color pin, but other than that, I can't examine this. Oh well. Let's keep going.
Yes!
Alright. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in.
So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? Let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beef steak at the victim's table. A meal for one.
No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Sorry, that was really Nasuke. Final testimony. Let's see. Therefore, noted that the black man could have dispatched that England over and out. I have no idea what to do, so I'm just gonna press and hopefully just roll out.
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? What did you say, cadet? Clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed, but for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, that's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone.
That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady.
But I...
If such a woman were indeed present in the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof.
Do I have proof, though?
And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time.
There's nothing I can say to that. Hmm. Is there nothing at all that could potentially... Wait, let me see something. Can I see this? No, there's nothing here. Hmm. Oh boy. So what do we do? Excellent work, Renosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. Sorry for the noises you might hear. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got there. Oh, you mean this? Oh, finally! Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? We're going 3D, I think. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press A, and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Okay. Then, you know, move around. Ah, 3D, here we go. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. Alright, by rotating. Oh, the right stick. Move the right stick to rotate, left stick to examine. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. Sweet. You could do this in... This is probably something you could do on the lower screen on the 3DS version, but since we don't have a 3DS version, this is the way to do it. In the crosshair starts the pulse, press A to investigate further. Okay, so, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, see what I can do. Okay, so right stick to tilt, left stick to move the cursor, and A to inspect. To inspect any areas of evidence that look suspicious. Dentist. Is a dentist? Dentist had a clinic. Date. Oh, there's no date. Record number. I don't know the record number. Okay, name Mr. John Wilson. And you can see it's written in katakana. The Hardy Clinic. Report required for every visit. Okay. It says Hardy Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics. Almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Are they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though it felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people will give their right arm to have only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Keep looking with it. We don't want to miss anything. Okay. So that means let's keep looking around. Okay. Looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point, so you don't like doctors then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, then give you painful injections? And then they demand lots of money for you for the privilege. All while you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is the very bitter medicine in death. Healthy curiosity. I love the little achievements thing. That's cute. Too bad the Switch doesn't have like system-wide achievements. So there's one more thing, and that is here. Alright, so we can open this and... Seriously? Can't read any of this. This is the last one, so let me just go start in order. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia? Now, a Snake City modern folk dude here. But the last time I had anesthesia to do something for extraction of mole or extraction of a tooth or something like that, that made me unable to eat anything that wasn't puree. And that was in the 2000s. I don't want to know how anesthesia was in the mid 1900s. I ask you, how did somebody with anesthesia just an hour before he went to eat, how could he have eaten and spoken properly, mind you, to anybody? This is starting to sound very, very, very interesting. I'm loving. Let's go. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps he used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yeah, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Yep, that's right. There's occasionally no for the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure till anesthetic effects have passed. 3 hours. That would mean if they leave the office at 1, 2, 3, 4, he was told not to eat or drink anything except water until 4 p.m. He was killed at 2. And he was eating other stuff. This is extra weird. Really? Exactly. I knew it. I knew it. I flippin' knew it. I flippin' knew it. There's a lot of inconsistencies here. A lot of them. There's not just one, there's a lot. Like, let's go back to the card. Like, everything is inconsistent now. Oh my gosh. Like, I was just putting out some clues, but now this confirms a lot of myself. There's a lot of inconsistencies. Oh my gosh, I'm just too into this right now. Okay, so the medical report cards has been updated. With this new information, the meaning of that particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time we listen to this one again, don't you? Definitely. Okay, so let's keep going. Wait, go back. Nope. And then. Alright. So it's your. Okay, Korekata, it's your time. Alright. It's your turn. Please be right.
Yes!
Yes. Well, I think, about what are you withering, lad? You call yourself a lawyer. I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Yunosuke. Everyone stumbles on the words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see quite clearly in the cross-examination you just carried out, when you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposely, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Alright. Let's do this. Korekota-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, again, something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur?
I'm sorry, what?
You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel.
But
Let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. Ah, but that's uh remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this tire further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report has no bearing on the matter for the simple reason that there is no one else beside this pale-faced pupil who could possibly... This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? That outburst have terrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could you possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hottie Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted.
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up here in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't.
Korakuta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard. When he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim could not have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. There we go, finally! But that cannot possibly be the case! Because the victim, as we now know, just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Oh my gosh. Expertly done, partner. Oh my god. Oh, you have something else to say?
What is this nonsense? You little upstart.
Oh, listen to the music, listen to the music, listen to the music. Oh, it's it's really starting now.
These are baseless accusations. Just look at the photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Oh, sorry, lost the controller here. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, that means me. Okay, that means me, doesn't it? Okay. Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. It is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's base must have been Me! Of course. No, no, sorry. Of course. We need to pick the wrong choices because it's funny. It makes for the funniest parts, you know, picking the wrong choices. And this is, I think, the first time that we can actually pick some actual honest to goodness wrong choices. So let's start with this one because this is the most out there. I bet it was the sergeant and the antiques dealer, Nosa-san and Korekuta-san. Ah! Are you taking the cake, cadet? You think I share rations with the Socratic graybeard?
Insult me by associating me with this brutish carnivore, were you? You were both present at the scene. Neither you can deny that you had the opportunity.
You aeroplane idiot! I have my own regulation beefsteak set before me at my own table. And as many as you soldier worthy soul will tell you, you seize whatever rations are put in front of you. You seem you may need to reconsider your answer, Counsel. Of course, Your Excellency. The good thing is that you know you're not getting punished for this. Yes, let's see what says me. Yes. I think that may have been me. What?
Objection!
It's not enough that you took the man's life, but you took his meal as well? That's a piss thing for crying sake.
Some people seem to think they can do whatever they like.
And some people seem to think they can say whatever they like. Ryunosuke.
Sorry, you're right. Of course I didn't eat it.
The next time you make a quip like that, I'll make you eat your words. Then you'll be needing some dental surgery yourself.
Alright, I get the message.
Okay, okay. Let's do the right one this time. As a as yet unknown third party. There we go.
Obviously, it can only be someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything, yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly.
Kazuma, are you insane? You will take on the government.
Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them. Those two witnesses that stand. What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously, you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit to the killing. Complicit? Murder? No! Sorry, I couldn't do both at the same time, obviously. Hold it! No, negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting! You asshole! Oh, you bought. I will... Bite my tongue. I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh. What did you just say, Korekuta-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? No, hold on, lad. I was, Say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas?
What?
Objection!
What? What is the meaning of all this? Those witnesses gave false statements? This is true, you bear.
Come on. I'm onto you like bee on honey. Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Oh, this is getting good. Order, order. Order, I mean, not hoarder. Order. Counsel, explain what's going on here. It's painfully clear now. You try to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Okay. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you prepared to try it as conspirator to this murder, are you? You would. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I say they were sworn to silence by someone who with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Oshi has any idea about this. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. A big state politician. Or a dignitary. That's all I'm thinking. So we're going to hit somebody really, really up high. It could have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If you can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make these witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to examine everything. Make sure that there's nothing we missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait. Your Excellency, I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I hear nothing.
You know what? I believe you. Okay, this is the... Oh, now we can do this. Alright. Entrance, kitchen. Okay, this plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think. Definitely. It's supposed to show the relative position of everything the moment following the incident, but there's nothing to show the woman you saw there. Exactly, and that's not all. Look here in the upper left where it says kitchen. Huh? Oh yeah, what of it? No one would use those complicated characters to write kitchen. It's absolutely not if they're in a hurry. This? You mean you don't remember those characters yourself, do you? Study harder, Ryunosuke. That's interesting. He's saying that this plan was do it beforehand. Okay. Come on. Trying to make it. And I failed. Okay. I'm sorry, what? What the heck? Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What the hell? Oh, sorry, it was like that. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says in the witness name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau? Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here... Okay. 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 I got your ass. I got you right where I want you. And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency. Nothing to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout it out the first thing that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... It's like, yeah, a university professor. I initially thought that he might have a problem with that, but it's like it would be too much like is Clavier Gavin? Yeah, it would have been too much. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's not him. It's Satoru Hosonaga.
Yes!
Yes! Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier.
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If it truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity as proven by this evidence. Ah yeah. This is good. It feels good to be back in Ace Attorney. It feels so good to be back in the Ace Attorney universe. And I can already see that this could be a really good show.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketch by the man in the question. I agree, shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. It's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Alright, give me a second, I need a small break. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Cool. All right. Let's see. Everything is still going good, going strong, and things are getting really interesting. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Honosoga-san sketched a plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. As he stated, by the way, the front of the business card revealed the man in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard him mention of this before. Why haven't I heard him mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there understand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you seen a foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Oh. Well... Who? Inspector Honosaga. Inspector Honosaga! And there... I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say you really are the detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course! Your salary must be turned. I was working undercover. Oh my god. Is that a reference to Gumshoe? I don't say that's a reference to Gumshoe. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant lately. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Honosaga. But will you elaborate on one point for the court? Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Oh, stop it. You're becoming more and more guilty by the second. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. Yeah, wipe that smirk off your face. He doesn't have a smirk. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table as a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders.
Special orders?
What you mean to say? Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders.
But what if this Englishwoman was the killer?
I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An English man has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as the primary suspect? Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the phantom woman in this case.
But it's not right.
And everybody's just like, so what do we do now? We were this close. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? UMA University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm very certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young English woman. How do you know these things?
What?
You're a shrewd man. I can see what you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was certainly Miss Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett. Brett as in Brat. Giselle. I'm trying to remember to see the pun. Maybe the pun will come more clear as we keep playing. She's indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of UMA University's medical faculty.
What? What is happening here?
I admit that under orders of the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene. Oh, and ordered those witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to you. It must be now up to your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particular critical premise, namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give it a ruling at this point.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency! That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, It is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? Yikes. Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Good. Then we'll have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be continued. Excellent. This is getting good, and I'm so sad that I'm gonna have to stop because I'm getting close to that time when I have to stop. But that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Because I'm going to save now. Okay. And I'm gonna call it a stream here because it's been a while and I'm just hooked. I'm hooked. Like, it's an Ace Attorney game. It gets me hooked all this time. I just like getting into these characters, enjoying everything that I'm seeing. It is amazing. I'm just like the music, the characters, the mystery. Like, I'm already trying to figure it out. Like, it's just great. I'm just like, please give me more. Give me more. I just want to enjoy this. Um, it feels like I'm back home. It feels like I'm back home. Um, I'm going to stop the stream here because there is nothing else to say. I I'm enjoying this game. I love the series and I'm enjoying this part. Um, Tomorrow, bearing any issues that I might find later on, I will be streaming at the usual time. That's 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And I will be back with more Ace Attorney, the next part of this adventure. Hopefully, I will be able to stream longer than this. I could only stream this long because I had to do something, and yeah, unfortunately, real life got in the way, so I was delayed by an hour. It was, but regardless, I can't wait to do more Ace Attorney. Actually, tomorrow, because tomorrow is tomorrow, and I don't. Wait, no, yeah, I have to wake up early on Saturday as well. Oh, never mind. It's probably gonna be 3+ hours of Ace Attorney goodness. So, oh my gosh, I can't wait. This is just too good. Like seriously, I want to continue playing. The only reason I stop right now is because I need to do some things and prepare myself to go to sleep to wake up exceedingly early tomorrow. But please, tomorrow we have more Ace Attorney goodness. And as always, I am Nick Cobra. Please, as I say, always, as I always say, stay safe out there. Please be kind to one another. And most importantly, make sure you have a fantastic, wonderful day. So, goodbye.